York City, and the Jacob Javits Convention Center play host for one of the biggest and most important auto shows in the world. It's the 2017 New York Auto Show, where thousands of press eagerly await the unveiling of new cars for the world to behold. What will you be driving next? It's all here on display, and over the next hour, we'll give you a sneak peek during the show's press preview. From concepts to sports cars, exotics, SUVs, and trucks. Plus, we've got the latest on autonomous driving. So whether you're serious about cars or curious what will be rolling down tomorrow's roads, sit back, buckle up, and hang on, as Fox Sports takes you on a ride around the New York Auto Show like you've never seen. Fox Sports is proud to present the 2017 New York Auto Show. Welcome to the New York Auto Show. Hello everybody, I'm Tor Dietrich. Well, while most of us might view Manhattan from the backseat of a car, New York is front and center with the automotive world, with 1,000 cars on display here and 60 new car debuts to impress the thousands of press and the million car lovers that will come through the turnstiles. And we have our Fox Sports Auto Show team here to show you all the new metal and give you some perspective. Nick Miles, Mike Caudill, and our special guest and good friend, Jack Nerad from KBB Editorial Director. Jack, when I see Porsche making their numbers with SUVs, Alfa Romeo in the game as well as Maserati, is there any end to this trend?
I don't think there is. I think once people get in tall vehicles, they just want to stay in tall vehicles. They like that high driving position, and there's really no reason to get out of them now. They have good fuel economy, they're comfortable, and they're more versatile than a sedan. So I can't see the trend ending anytime soon.
And we know that President Trump is pushing a cheap energy policy. Now the automakers invested heavily in electrics and alternative fuels. How's that going to change things for what we see on the floor?
Well, it'll change things up quite a bit, actually, because the manufacturers have had to respond to consumers that don't really want high fuel economy vehicles. They don't want electrics. I mean, they've kind of proven that by what they buy and what they don't buy. And the manufacturers have been in the middle. So now I think it'll lighten the load for the manufacturers pretty significantly. And what we're going to see on the floor is really what consumers want.
And one of the things I know they want are sports cars. And here with some sports cars is Nick.
Well, thanks, Tor. I don't know about you, but if I win that massive lottery ticket, I have a dream car. I'm going to spend my money on this, a Jaguar F-Type. But just to whet the appetite for 2018, they've come up with a really cool special edition.
Jaguar launched into the New York International Auto Show with this very special edition, the F-Type 400 Sport. Every F-Type stands out from the crowd, but the F-Type 400 Sport Special Edition is truly unmistakable. Unique inside and out, the F-Type 400 Sport possesses an exclusive combination of style and performance features that set it apart from every other F-Type. It is powered by a 3-litre supercharged V6, and you can tell it's a 400 by just looking at it.
It's reading about trim details. There's a number of new accessories in technical grey around the car, which you can see. The wheels are in a technical grey, 400 Sport badging in yellow, and also stitching on the interior of the car is in yellow as well.
What makes it even more exclusive is it's only available for 1 year.
From a future British classic to a Japanese fanboy or fangirl car, the Honda Type R is already a hit in other countries and finally arrives on American shores later this year.
Honda has a rainbow of flavors available in the Civic, but the Type R has long been anticipated on American shores. The top performance Civic that was available in the US was the SI, and that was already beefy and muscular. Now the Type R steps it up a notch. Up front, a sharp angled splitter with a red stripe and a carbon fiber look. It extends all the way around the front and under the bumper. 20-inch alloy wheels with Brembo brakes, and that red stripe and carbon fiber look extend around the body. 3 tailpipes and a giant wing on the back hatch. Highly bolstered one-piece sports seats on the inside with lots of red. For enthusiasts to get excited about, a 6-speed manual transmission. And the best part of the car, under the hood, it's a turbocharger on a 2-litre 4-cylinder engine, making 306 horsepower and 295 pounds-feet of torque.
Now those are a couple of hot new sporty cars, and Mike has a couple of hot new SUVs here in New York.
While many automakers in the marketplace are building electric and hybrid vehicles, Jeep says No, in fact, there are no electric or hybrid vehicles within the Jeep lineup. This right here, it's the all-new 2018 Jeep Trackhawk. It's about hardcore performance for the family, both on-road and on the track. The 0 to 60 time, 3.5 seconds. Let's take a closer look at the Trackhawk. Built on the Jeep Grand Cherokee platform, the Trackhawk is powered by a 6.2-liter V8 engine with an incredible 707 horsepower. Trackhawk is mated with an 8-speed transmission and comes in 5 distinct driving modes, but it's the track mode that sets it apart. Its namesake is fitting, Trackhawk. It's built for both the road and track, and Jeep tells us the Trackhawk is the most powerful, quickest, and capable SUV ever. The instrument display has a track option that allows you to both monitor and time your lap times. There is no question, the Trackhawk is setting new standards for all-out performance, even with being an SUV. If you're looking for a vehicle you can drag race with the kids in, the Trackhawk is the right vehicle for you.
This is a 5,300-pound SUV. No compromises. It can complete the quarter mile in only 11.6 seconds at 116 miles per hour. But at the same time, you have all the functionality, all the utility, all the capability, all weather that you expect from Jeep. There's a lot of customers that want to take it maybe to a drag strip or have an open track day. That's becoming more and more popular. And now you can do that, or use this Jeep to tow your race car. You can tow 7,500 pounds still with all this performance.
If you're in the market for a full-size SUV that's capable for the off-road, like this quad right here, but more geared for the concrete jungle, take a look at that vehicle over there. It's the all-new Toyota Sequoia TRD Sport. The air suspension system has been upgraded using Bilstein dampeners and much thicker sway bar to keep the Sequoia firmly planted on the road. If you want to get off-road with the TRD, it comes in multiple versions, one with locking hubs for rock crawling and uphill climbs. The transmission, a 6-speed electronically controlled transmission with a limited slip.
The TRD version has a very distinctive look to it. The badging, the grille, the wheels and tires are all very specific to this vehicle. It gives a lot of space for the active young family that may have a lot of gear. It's just going to be a great alternative to a minivan.
This is the RAV4, but not just any RAV4. This is the RAV4 Adventure, as Toyota ventures out to attract those with a more active lifestyle. Larger fender flares over bigger 18-inch alloys, plus you have black inserts around the headlights and fog lights, nice black stripe on the hood, and labeling for that custom look on the rear. But the RAV4 Adventure isn't just a poser. With the optional all-wheel drive dynamic torque control, this RAV4 becomes an excellent driver. And the Adventure comes standard with a tow prep package, including trailer sway control and hill start assist, plus supplemental engine oil and transmission fluid coolers. Inside, an optional cold weather package with heated steering wheel and seats for those in winter climates. Now one of Toyota's most successful SUVs has room to grow with the RAV4 Adventure. Coming up, I'll show you the fastest 3-row SUV on the planet. Mike's take on small cars, Nick's take on the future of autonomous, and a muscle car with more than 800 horses. It's all coming to you as Fox Sports presents the New York Auto Show. Welcome back to Fox Sports coverage of the 2017 New York Auto Show. Now, if you have a big family to haul around and pine for that sports car experience, I have the car for you. Check out the Dodge Durango SRT. Simply the fastest 3-row full-size SUV on the planet with a 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. But Dodge has come a long way since the old days of hang on to your life performance. Sure, it has the speed, but today, this Durango SRT has a lot of amenities to keep the wifey happy. The exterior is not dramatically different, although notice the functional SRT hood with the air duct, the new front fascia with LED fog lamps, and of course, giant Brembos for maximum stopping power. Inside, an impressive and refined cabin. Do we thank the Italian side of Fiat Chrysler for that?
The influence really comes from our SRT product line, where we've introduced a Laguna leather interior on these vehicles. This is the first time we've introduced that on the Durango, as well as carbon fiber accents.
I love that big fat shifter. Now under the hood is Dodge's impressive 475 horse Hemi V8, mated to a standard 8-speed transmission. The Durango SRT can even tow 8,600 pounds. It's specially tuned for quicker ship points and maximum power to the wheels on this all-wheel drive beast. The SRT Durango has a new track mode that sends more power to the rear wheels for that rear-wheel drive experience. But Dodge also gives drivers options for suspension. The Torque Elite setup with stiffer settings make this big three-rower feel like half its size as it hugs around the corners. Now, one of the best things about buying a Durango SRT is that you get a free day of driving it at Bob Bondurant's School of Driving Performance. How cool is that? Now, next up, Nick has found some SUVs for the future.
Well, concept cars show us three separate things. First of all, they show us how a car will look. Second of all, they show us how a car will be utilized. And thirdly, they show us how those automakers will use all those cool new technologies they're thinking of bringing to market.
Revealed in New York, the Toyota FT4X is targeted at what Toyota call the casual core, those who are weekend warriors but urban from Monday to Friday.
Really cool feature, for one example, is the audio unit. You can completely remove it from the instrument panel and carry it to your tent, campsite, whatever you want to do. It has speakers, it's battery charged. Another neat feature is the integrated water bottle in the door panel. The concept behind this vehicle is that it's always ready to go somewhere. Another great example is the center armrest sleeping bag. You can remove it, unfold it, sleep in it, roll it up again, put it back, and you use it as an armrest. There's hot and cold storage units in the tailgate as well. There's also, under the sliding tray in the rear, is a storage area for wet and dirty gear. Toss it in there. It's not going to stink up your interior and get it all dirty. It's nicely tucked away. There's also a removable light in the ceiling that you can use at your campsite.
The FT4X is based on Toyota's CHR platform, but is a little bigger. The exterior looks are reminiscent of the FJ Cruiser, but the boxy profile reminds us of the Scion XB. My favorite part of this concept is the dual opening tailgate, split swing gates, and a conventional liftgate.
In 2015, Korean car company Hyundai spun off their luxury arm of the company. It's called Genesis. They will aim to have 6 cars on the road by 2020, and this is their first SUV. It's a concept and has been added to the company's lineup.
It's called the GV80, a new platform from Genesis, and a leap into a new propulsion system. A combination of electric and hydrogen. The good news is that means it will be emission-free. But apart from that, Genesis are keeping quiet about what else is under the hood. The tech they do tell us about is on the inside. 2 words best describe the interior: futuristic and functional. Suede-type materials throughout and a true digital dashboard. And then the best part of the inside, a 22-inch screen that curves across the dash, providing viewing space to both driver and passenger.
Now that roadmap to 2020 for Genesis includes 2 SUVs, a compact sports sedan, a sports coupe, the G80, and this, which is already out, the brand new G90.
I remember when Hyundai used to be just this small little car company, but now they are a global leader and definitely leading the charge. This vehicle right here, it's the all-new Hyundai Elantra GT. What inspires it? A little European flavor. Let's take a closer look at what makes this vehicle tick. What separates the Elantra GT from just about any other car here at the auto show is that it's based off the i30 that is currently on the road in Europe. The differentiation point is the chassis was engineered to be more sporty and rigid to better hug the road. The sport model comes with independent rear suspension, and under the hood, it's powered by a 200 horsepower motor. The interior comes included with Amazon Echo capabilities, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto.
This car comes over from Europe, so it's a little bit more sophisticated in that hot hatch, kind of fun hatchback segment, and that's what this car is dialing up, is the performance. And then the versatility, you're able to flip those rear seats down and get a lot of cargo space and put a lot of things in there.
Although pricing is yet to be announced on this Elantra GT, expect to see it in showrooms later this year with a price point north of $18,000. Looking for something a little bit smaller than this? Let's head over to Toyota. Although this might look like a funhouse mirror, it's actually a piece of advanced technology. It's the Toyota FV2, and it's a concept and glimpse at the future of what Toyota products might look like. Now, you can't come to Toyota and be in their booth and not talk about that vehicle over there. It's the sporty Toyota Camry. 15 years running as America's best-selling vehicle. 72% of that Camry is actually made right here in the USA, and it is the most American vehicle here at the show. But Toyota wants to tell you a little bit more about this vehicle right here. It's the all-new Toyota Yaris. The Yaris is all about fuel efficiency and technology. With a 1.5-liter four-cylinder motor that achieves 106 horsepower, speed isn't the goal, but MPG is. Inside the Yaris, it comes with Toyota's Safety Sense, which includes pre-collision warning and lane departure warning as well. The Sport Edition has a more aggressive grille and chrome accents over the standard model.
Well, it's been close to 20 years since Ford came out with an all-new Expedition, and while the profile might not give it away, as we move closer up front, we see that the redesign takes us closer to the look of the crowd-pleasing Explorer.
We're borrowing from a lot of our vehicles. I mean, we do have an independent rear suspension on the Expedition, and also just like the F-150, we have the all-aluminum intensive body with a steel frame under it. The looks are our signature SUV looks that have done phenomenal for us in the Explorer, which is our best-selling SUV.
Around the back, new lighting configurations. Inside, it's all about space and onboard technology to keep your passengers happy. Wireless charging for Android devices. Wi-Fi hotspot making connections to your kid's iPad automatic. Second row tip and slide, even with the baby seat for access to power reclining third row seats that fold flat. Ford's added a 360-degree camera and automatic park assist, so parking is now a breeze with the push of a button, even with this big guy. And Ford has a new and more powerful 3.5-liter EcoBoost engine that they say will be mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. And get this, it will have the highest towing capacity of any SUV in its class when it comes out later this fall. Next up, Nick shows you the latest in autonomous driving. Mike goes small and I go big. It's all coming to you from the 2017 New York Auto Show. Stay with us. And welcome back to the New York Auto Show. This is Hyundai's new Sonata. Up front, they have a new grille that Hyundai execs tell us will be on all new Sonatas. And here to tell us more is Miles Johnson from Hyundai. So Miles, I want to hear about this new look that Hyundai is going to have on all their models.
So this is the new face of the Hyundai brand, and what I think you'll see is it's very striking. It has a very nice cascading effect to it, and that is actually inspired by the pouring of molten steel. I think the goal of it is much more striking, much more presence. You'll know it's a Hyundai when you see it from a distance.
Okay, now we know that Hyundai is all about the value proposition. Tell me about the interior.
On the inside, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, standard equipment, as well as all that safety technology. For example, blind spot detection.
And it may not be autonomous yet, but it has smart cruise control.
Right, which is great on that highway commute. When you're in stop-and-go traffic, you can actually take your feet off both pedals and the car is going to keep that gap for you, and you kind of set it and forget it.
Thanks, Miles. That's the new Sonata. Up next, we have Mike with some small car innovations.
Well, thanks, Tor. One question for you. Have you ever been to Rio? Well, I don't want to confuse you. We're not talking about Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. We are talking about the all-new Kia Rio. Brand new here at the show. I love the exterior look of this vehicle. It's sporty and it's monochromatic. What do I mean by that? Not a lot of chrome on the exterior, makes it a standout. On the interior, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, a nice big touchscreen center console. This thing is packed with technology, and the starting price, although they haven't announced it, will be somewhere around $15,000. Let's get in and take a closer look at what makes this car a standout. Now in its fourth generation, the Kia Rio gets an all-new design from the ground up. It comes in both a 4- and 5-door version, and both are quite sporty for an entry-level vehicle. Both versions are powered by a 1.6-liter, 130-horsepower motor. Expect fuel economy numbers to hover around 27 miles per gallon. Whether you're in the market for your first off-road adventure vehicle or for a vehicle that's incredibly safe for your growing family, this might be the right vehicle for you right here. It's the all-new Subaru Crosstrek. The Crosstrek is a solid mix between car and SUV. The chassis is longer and wider than other Subarus in their product lineup, and combined with all-wheel drive and a higher ground clearance, the Crosstrek will literally conquer any mountain. Under the hood is a 2-liter, 152-horsepower motor, and we love the go-anywhere attitude of this Crosstrek.
pretty much anywhere you're willing to take it, this car will go without complaint. It's got 8.7 inches of ground clearance, and we've got a new X mode feature which will increase off-road performance. We've got new LED steering responsive headlights which improve visibility and safety. We really don't know where the potential ends for this car. It's just been such a great car for us.
Now, just in time for the New York International Auto Show, the state of New York have approved the testing of driverless cars on their road. They were long opponents of the testing because the law in the state says every driver has to have at least one hand on the wheel at all times.
Everyone wants to know when the first self-driving cars will be available. When will we be able to jump in a car and have it drive us home automatically, or to work, or to school, or back from a party? Doug Newcomb from the C3 Group is a car technology expert.
There's a scale from 0 to 5. We're really just at 2, and that would be the driver assistance systems that you have in vehicles now that require some type of driver interaction.
Level 5 is the full autonomous car. It pulls up, you get in, and it drives you to your destination without any input from people in the car. Who will be the first to have an autonomous car on the road for sale?
Pretty much all the automakers are working on driver assist systems, and of course all the automakers are working on driverless cars or autonomous vehicles as well.
In this race, not everyone is equal.
Now, Audi may be light years ahead of many of the other autonomous car companies because they've been road testing autonomous cars on the US roads for years.
In the last 3 years, Audi have made some significant journeys in autonomous cars. An Audi A7 left California and piloted itself to the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. It was not a flawless journey, but Audi proved it can be done.
It's not a question of who's winning, it's a question of maybe who's in the lead right now. And because this race is going on for quite a while. I would also say that Chevy, they bought Cruise Automation for $1 billion. They're doing testing with their autonomous Volts. Ford, by the way, just bought Argo AI, a startup that had only been around a few months, for $1 billion. So you kind of see where this is going. Nissan also, I would say among the Japanese automakers, they're doing a great job with what they're doing, but then Toyota is investing $1 billion as well into artificial intelligence, which is going to be huge.
But all this doesn't answer the one question that everyone really wants to know. When are we going to have a real autonomous vehicle in showrooms that we can buy? Well, here's the bad news. We may never be able to buy an autonomous car. Car companies are looking to ride-share their autonomous cars rather than sell them. So how will the first autonomous cars work?
A car that's designed for a specific purpose, just say in cities, to get people from one place to another.
Some manufacturers have said they'll have an autonomous car on the road by 2021. Others say it may take decades to get their autonomous vehicles on the road. The first vehicles we are likely to see are going to be long-haul trucks. In fact, Daimler has been working on long-haul trucks that can negotiate freeways completely autonomously. They are already tested and are close to being ready to go. But here's some food for thought. How will autonomy affect our services? Autonomous cars, by their very nature, don't break laws. So what happens to speeding tickets, parking tickets, and motoring infractions that municipalities rely on for their income? That money will evaporate with autonomy. Autonomy may be defunding our law enforcement agencies. Whatever the target date, you can be sure that the robots are coming.
Now, cars like this BMW 5 Series have something called remote control parking. Press a button and you don't have to be in the car and it'll park itself. Autonomous cars will not need parking spaces because when you get out, they'll go off and do something else.
Coming up, new luxury sports sedans, plus the fastest cars here at the show, as Fox Sports presents the New York Auto Show. Mitsubishi is celebrating 100 years as an automaker. How are they celebrating? Well, how about this? The Mitsubishi Outlander Sport Limited Edition. At just under $22,000, it's one of the best SUV values out there. You get nice 18-inch alloys, HID headlamps, heated seats, CarPlay and Android Auto integration, and lots of little extras. Nice. Now here's Nick.
Now, the sports sedan segment is getting very crowded. That's why the leaders of the pack have stepped up their game, like Infiniti. Here at the New York International Auto Show, they've introduced a refreshed Q50.
Infiniti has enhanced the Q50 premium sports sedan, which makes its debut at this year's New York International Auto Show. The new Q50 features refreshed exterior and interior design and innovative technologies designed to empower and support the driver. The changes to the interior further elevate the level of craftsmanship inside the Q50, with unique stitching on premium and soft touch materials that surround the instrument panel and a sports-oriented leather shift knob. The Q50 is already famous for its direct adaptive steering and active lane control. 70% of the innovative electronic safety systems in all cars first made their appearance in Infiniti cars. The Q50 delivers a rewarding driver experience with a variety of innovative powertrain options, including the award-winning 3-litre V6 twin-turbo engine from the new and exclusive VR powertrain family. For the thrill seeker, a high-output version of the 3-litre engine is available on the Red Sport 400.
Now, from one Japanese luxury manufacturer to another, and Lexus are known for their reliability, for their luxury. But now, in the case of the LS 500 F Sport, they're also known for their performance.
The new LS 500 is available in gas or hybrid, two-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. But it is the F Sport package that really caught my eye in New York. This is a blend of old world and new world, luxury handmastered in Japan with high tech and more performance. The interior of the LS received the Eye of Design Award for its combination of tech and luxury. So what does the F Sport offer over the regular LS?
The F Sport allows that customer to have something that's a little bit different from the standard vehicle. It offers suspension tuning, adjustments, some cosmetic exterior and interior treatment. So it's kind of that car that blends the luxury but also that performance and sporty nature.
Lexus told us that the new LS will be coming to market later this year.
Now, personally, I'm a big fan of the full-size luxury sedan. The LS has a starting price of $72,000.
I've been driving Lincolns long before anybody paid me to. Famously said by Matthew McConaughey, and of course we are right here in the Lincoln booth. This is the all-new Lincoln Navigator. Of course in those commercials he was rather quiet. This thing is anything but quiet.
The entire vehicle is designed around an experience. These customers are all about the interior spaciousness, the beauty of the interior, and capability to go places, capability to tow boats, to tow horse trailers, whatever else they want to tow. So we took that great combination of that adventurous spirit of going places, but going places in style, and that's what this vehicle is all about.
The exterior is both bold and stylish. The interior is refined as the seats are wrapped in supple leather. For the family, there are 6 USB outlets to charge your devices, and the touchscreen instrument panel is sleek. Located in the center console is a small cubby that allows you to fully charge your smartphone without cords, and under the hood is a 3.5-liter, 450 horsepower EcoBoost engine, the same one that powers the Ford Raptor. One of the best parts about an auto show is all the glitz and glamour here in New York. And of course, right now we're in the Land Rover booth, and I'm looking for something that's newsworthy. Julianne, tell me what's newsworthy.
Our new Velar.
This is the all-new Range Rover Velar, and it's kind of a hint of what the future of Range Rover will look like. The sleek and subtle design on this really sets it apart. Bold and aggressive are two of the words that I can think of to describe this vehicle right here, but I'm not really the guy to tell you about it, but this guy is. It's Dave Larson. Come on in here, Dave. Hi, Mike. He is the product planning manager for the brand, for the Land Rover. Tell us a little bit about the Velar.
So the Velar is brand new, 4th model to the Range Rover lineup that'll go on sale this summer. From a size-wise, it fits perfectly in between the Range Rover Evoque and the Range Rover Sport. It's got all the safety features you can imagine, including the autonomous braking, as well as blind spot monitoring and lane keep assist.
The Velar comes with 3 different engines. The largest of the options is a 3-liter V6 producing 380 horsepower. It also comes with an industry-first technology called Hidden Until Lit. The center instrument display stays dark until you touch it, and then it fully illuminates. The starting price is $49,900, and consumers can expect to see the Velar in showrooms later this year. Obviously, being from Southern California, the Range Rover is really where it's at. I think this might be one of the vehicles that I might drive off in.
Well, Subaru has a global debut here in New York. It's called the Ascent, and it's a concept. Here to tell us more about it is Michael McHale from Subaru. Michael, tell us about it.
Hi, this is the Subaru Ascent. It's a concept vehicle that is
predicting a real vehicle that will come to market at the turn of the year. It will have 3 rows, it will have all-wheel drive, and it will be a Subaru.
Okay, so what you're telling me is that the design itself is not something that will relate to the actual vehicle other than the size?
You can start to see it in there now. This is the second concept we've done in this series. The first concept was way out. This one's getting closer to it. The final car you'll definitely recognize as a Subaru, but it will be a big one.
Okay, well there you have it, the Subaru Ascent. Up next, big trucks and concepts, and Dodge's new 840 horsepower muscle car. It's all coming to you as Fox Sports presents the New York Auto Show. And welcome back. Well, Toyota refreshes the Tundra for 2018, and along for the ride comes the TRD Sport. Now, besides the badging and graphics, Toyota has the color-keyed head scoop, cool mesh grille, and customized LED headlights. But a lot of what the TRD Sport has to offer is what you don't see. Under the hood, Toyota's dependable 5.7-liter I-Force V8, Bilstein shocks behind those big 20-inch wheels, beefy TRD front and rear anti-sway bars for whatever path you choose to take. Inside the Tundra, TRD Sport branding is adorned with the shift knob and mats. Toyota adds their Safety Sense Suite standard to all Tundras, including the TRD Sport, featuring dynamic radar cruise control, pre-collision with pedestrian detection, and lane departure alert. Now the TRD Sport comes in 4x4, 4x2, Crew Max, and double cab configurations. Now here's Mike playing with more trucks.
You can't have an auto show without talking about trucks. This one over my shoulder. Talk about a blue-collar truck right here that's built purpose for the off-road. It's the Ram 2500 heavy duty, and it's got a 6.4-liter Hemi under the hood. But we are in New York, and I want to talk about something a little bit more sublime. The head of Ram Trucks, Jim Morrison, joining me. Tell us a little bit about this new package.
Well, this is our Sublime Sport, shown right here for the first time in New York, and what a way to get noticed in the Big Apple. We got a great new eye-popping Sublime paint scheme for our Sport.
It goes in the inside as well, so there's green accents on the inside too, in case you haven't had enough. 22-inch wheels, black accents, black wheels, can haul up to 10,000 pounds of trailer. The stuff that we're looking at here is stuff that our customers have been doing to their own trucks, but we can do it at a price that's reasonable for them. They can get it straight out of the factory.
All right, so let's take a little walk. What's going on with Ram right now? Like, you guys are launching all these great vehicles into the marketplace. You know, I'm looking at the 3500 right here, and we're talking about payload, right?
Yes, this will tow a house. You know, our 3500s can tow over 31,000 pounds. This is a special night edition. Great look for the heavy duty. And hey, we got a great look of blue suede shoes.
Yeah, I know the shoes.
So what about Blue Streak? We got this all new Blue Streak Rebel. 33-inch off-road tires, adaptive air suspension, cranks this thing up to 12 inches of ground clearance. It's got steel bumpers, steel skid plates. It's a very capable off-road truck.
Jim, thanks for joining us. A lot of great news here in the Ram booth at the New York International Auto Show.
Now, concepts always get my attention at auto shows, but if you take a concept and you add in a dog, now you really got me going.
Bad news is that this Nissan Rogue Dog is just a concept, but the reaction was lots of woofs when Nissan showed it off at the New York International Auto Show. All dog owners know that dogs are part of the family. The Rogue Dog is built on a 2017 Rogue SL. Enhancements to the vehicle are focused primarily on making the cargo area more dog-friendly, with removable, customizable dog bed, built-in non-spill water dispenser and food dispenser, slide-away dog ramps for the easy small and older dog access to the rear compartment, 360-degree dog shower with a 10-gallon pressurized water reserve, integrated dog drying system with compressed heated air dryer and an outside hose attachment, heated air vents for the rear cargo bed area, utility drawer, and the Rogue Dog logo key fob. And because no one likes to clean up dog hair, easy to clean custom interior materials.
So I have 5 dogs, and each one of them would love that Nissan Rogue Dog. Now here over at Mercedes-Benz, they're introducing a concept which is electric.
Mercedes-AMG are celebrating 50 years this year, and they're celebrating with a look at the future of AMG. Making its American debut at the New York International Auto Show is the very red Mercedes-Benz AMG GT Concept. Low and slung, this GT is a silent runner, because it is the first ever performance hybrid AMG. It has laser lights, whereas many 50-year-olds have LASIK surgery. The GT Concept is based on the GT sports car with 2 additional doors. This car hints at what Mercedes has in store for its future Porsche Panamera fighter. It uses a unique combination of a gas-powered twin-turbo V8 and an electric hybrid motor to give a total of 805 horsepower. How long will we have to wait for a production model of this car?
In about a year from now, you'll see how we draw the connection between the GT and then the 4-door sports car, as we call it.
Mercedes did confirm this car will be built, but would not confirm how the production model will be powered.
Now, concept cars never come with a price, but the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT starts at $112,000.
Call me crazy, but I like minivans. Realize that for minivan drivers, it's not about the journey, it's about how quickly you can get there while minimizing the drama in between. Here we have the new Sienna. It's been America's best-selling minivan for the last 2 years. Built in Indiana, the Sienna has some refinements around the car that are all well and nice, but I bet those enhancements aren't why people will flock to the Sienna. And as with all other Toyotas we've seen at the show, the Sienna now comes standard with their TSSP safety suite. My guess is that alone is a great attraction for the distracted minivan driver. I mean, who doesn't want the dynamic cruise control or lane departure alert with steering assist? It all keeps the family safer during the crazy drama that can happen inside the car. And when you want your peace, Toyota offers a JBL premium sound system that features speakers positioned right in front of the listeners. Toyota says that the 9 speakers are specifically tuned to the Sienna's interior space, as well as the materials used. And I think one of the underestimated attractions to the Sienna, it's the only minivan on the market that's all-wheel drive. Coming up, we wrap the show with the fastest sports cars. Stay with us. And welcome back. Well, Nissan is showing the 370Z Heritage Editions here in New York. Now this harkens back to the good old days of Z, as in Datsun, nearly 50 years ago. Check out the paint on the hood and also the treatments for the front and rear taillights. Plus it has these cool smoke chrome door handles.
Wait, Tor. Hey, look, I love it, and I'm not trying to take your mic. It's kind of like old busted new hotness from the movie Men in Black, but I really want to come over here, Tor, and I want to talk about this. All right, this is the 2017 Nissan Skyline GTR. I love the 370 and the heritage that it represents, but this represents all-out track performance. Under the hood, 565 horsepower, and that carbon fiber spoiler on the back really sets it apart. This thing is all about hot performance on the track. Hey, let's bring in Evan Landry. He's the senior product planner for Nissan. All right, tell us what makes this such a different vehicle in the market for the track tuner.
What makes this car special is we've got some things that the aftermarket cannot add, such as additional body bonding for increased rigidity. That helps your performance in the track. We've also adopted the suspension from our top-of-the-line Nismo model, and this car really does a great job of blending everyday comfort and livability with track day dominance.
All right, so I've got to ask Evan, just tell me, what's the 0 to 60? I want to hear it.
It's a very small number, I can tell you that.
All right, so it's safe to say it's faster than the time it takes me to tie my shoe.
You know what, you'd have to be a really fast shoe tire to beat this car to 60.
Competition in the luxury performance category is fierce. BMW has its M Motorsport package, which is their high-end luxury performance vehicle. Mercedes has its AMG. Well, what's Audi's answer? We're right here in their booth. This is the Audi TT RS, and this is the first of 3 RS models that will be coming to the US. This one right here is the RS3 in this beautiful blue color, but we're gonna stop right here on the RS5. Under the hood, 450 horsepower. If you're looking for a performance rocket that will get you around that track fast, this is the vehicle for you. The 0 to 60 time is 3.9 seconds. The RS5 moves from a V8 to a V6 that will provide more power, but will also provide slightly better MPG.
So what we're launching now is 8 models in the next 2 years. You're seeing 3 of them here. We're going to have a host of more. Audi owners travel around Europe and they say, we see all these cool RS models. When can we get them in America? Well, now's the chance. They're coming and we're pretty excited.
Well, there you have it from the Audi booth. Nick, try and top that horsepower.
Now, as an automotive expert for Fox Sports, I've seen many an outstanding reveal at auto shows, and this show in New York is no exception, except for one car. The feeding frenzy from the media, enthusiasts, and the public has been unbelievable for this brand new Dodge Demon.
A spectacle fit for a national sporting event kicked off this year's show with the unveiling of the Dodge Demon. Anticipation had been building for months as information trickled out in 14 special films produced by Dodge, each one giving a little more information about the Demon than the last. Vin Diesel also appeared at the launch with the news that the Demon is a big part of the new Furious 8 movie. We got some one-on-one time with the man that made the Demon happen, President of Dodge, Tim Kuniskis.
It launches off the starting line with 1.8 Gs. Never before has a car launched that hard. We run 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds. Fastest 0 to 60 time of any production car. We finished the quarter mile in 9.65 seconds at 140 miles an hour.
So what shows this car off to be a Demon? How do we know it's a Demon? Well, for 3 reasons it's a Demon. First of all, this is the largest hood scoop ever to be put on a production vehicle. Second of all, this vehicle is so wide. If it was half an inch wider, it would legally need clearance lights on it. And the final thing that shows this car off as being a Demon is this, that Demon logo right on the side.
So why build the Demon in the first place?
It would be easy to take a Hellcat and make it a little bit faster. All of our customers do that today. A lot of them take it to the track today, make the car a little bit faster. We could have done that. But we looked at it and we said, what is the purest form of what a Challenger is? At its core, at its DNA, it's a drag car.
Dodge built a drag strip inside Pier 94 in New York to show off the Demon.
Now, when Demons are involved, there may be some bad news. And the bad news for this car is they're only going to produce 3,000 for the United States. Canada will get 300. And to get those green lights lit, it's going to cost you somewhere around 6 figures.
And we're joined once again with Jack Nerad from KBB.com. Jack, great show.
A terrific show.
Now, I need your comment on the Demon we just saw.
Well, it's nuts. I mean, it's crazy. The amount of horsepower, you know, it's kind of a drag strip car for the street, and it's getting people talking about Dodge, and that's exactly what they want.
What do you think about the Trackhawk?
Trackhawk, amazing. Massive horsepower. You wouldn't expect that out of Jeep. It's kind of taking that brand in a different direction. It's unexpected and very, very cool.
Range Rover Velar.
They are on such a roll. They're right in the sweet spot of where that brand should be. These vehicles are getting more stylish at the same time, and not every SUV looks alike anymore, which is a very good thing.
And there was a concept with the SUVs with Genesis.
Well, Genesis is an interesting case, right? It's the luxury brand from Hyundai. It has not established itself real well yet. I mean, that takes some time to do. And so they have a concept that's very reach out, fuel cell, hydrogen powered kind of thing to help them establish that luxury brand.
Toyota has a concept with the FT4X.
It's one of the crowd pleasers at the show. I mean, a lot of people remember the FJ Cruiser very fondly. It was a vehicle that Toyota marketed for a long, long time. This is kind of the successor to that, and it wouldn't surprise me if they built this vehicle.
And finally, there's the Infiniti Q50.
Q50 is kind of the face of Infiniti. Infiniti has done a nice job of building a family resemblance between all its vehicles. That's important to them, that people understand that, you know, they're a challenger brand. You know, a lot of people, when they think of luxury, don't first think of Infiniti. So they're establishing their own design language, and I think that's important.
Thanks, Jack. Well, it looks like we're out of time on our side. For Nick Miles, Mike Caudill, I'm Tor Dietrich. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the road.